I like the way this article begins. It says, maybe as a kid, you pictured the house of your dreams before your dreams had to do with being terrifically rich. It didn't have to be too big, but there'd be a yard, and the yard would definitely have a tree house. Maybe the tree would be strung with lights, a rusted chandelier dangling from one of its branches like a vision from a Lewis Carroll tea party. And inside it's messy, but there's art everywhere, old paintings alongside baby pictures and scribbled inside jokes and musical instruments scattered through every room. The attic's full of racks upon racks of the craziest old costumes from your parents' theater days, and you've got to pull a rickety ladder down from the ceiling to get there unless you happen to know where the secret trapdoor is. It's in your brother's room. Maybe your middle name also is Pirate. I am standing in the backyard of Billie Eilish's childhood home, which is to say her home, having only recently turned 17, and I can't shake the sense of being on the inside of my dreamiest childhood reverie, the kind of setting where you might imagine you can do anything you put your mind to and actually believe it.
So that is her actual childhood home.
Yes.
So she lives in a like set from a children's TV show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She was born on December 18th, 2001. So that's 3 months after 9/11, yes, as was pointed out in the article. She has an older brother who's 4 years older than her. Mm-hmm. Her parents were actors.
Yes.
Which I think explains a lot.
Yes. Now,
yes.
To what extent are they actors?
I think they were I think they were mildly successful actors.
Mildly successful?
Meaning they could make somewhat of a living, but they weren't famous.
Or super well connected.
I think they were connected.
Because I think that is one of the things that as we examine new young people entering the industry, mm-hmm. I've heard from several people offhandedly say stuff like, "Oh,
she's an industry plant."
Yeah, or not that she's an industry plant, but the only people who get famous now or big are the children of, producers or famous people or people who are already rich. And I kind of want to disabuse that. I mean, it's true, always true to a certain extent, but I kind of want to disabuse that because when you think of the biggest stars recently, I mean, Post Malone, it's certainly true for. He had a large amount of upper middle class, though not huge wealth to go back on, but Cardi B came up from literally nothing.
Britney Spears was poor.
Yeah, well, Britney Spears is 20 years gone now.
Oh yeah, you're talking about now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a mixed bag.
Yeah,
I feel like some people. It's not like she's not Jimmy Iovine's child,
right?
I think her parents knew people who knew people, but it really wasn't. So to talk more about her childhood, her parents taught classes like music together, which invited young children to sing constantly.
Okay. As it as sung through musical in a class for children?
I guess.
That sounds like hell.
Yeah, no, that sounds really taxing.
Yes.
Parents also took nonviolent communication courses, which Phineas described as...
Who is Phineas?
Phineas is her brother.
Oh, okay.
Billy's brother. And co-writer,
so
co-producer.
These parents are... They're
types, yeah. Phineas described those classes as encouraging expressions along the lines of, "I'm not having my need for empathy met right now." What's funny, and they were homeschooled, which is always the thing that they talk about.
Where were they taking these classes?
Well, the class,
this was the curriculum of the homeschool. Okay.
No, but I think these were classes that the parents taught that anyone, other children, went to.
Oh, okay.
They almost seem like
they're our crazy Dr. Seuss house is open for business if you want to bring your kids over for empathy class.
Their mom was in the Groundlings, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're I think they're an improv family.
Oh boy.
Well, at least Improv Parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny that this was happening in 2001 because to me that speaks of a hippier LA time.
Yeah.
70s.
Right.
But the dream of that is still somewhat alive in some people who were living, middle class lives.
Yeah, I'm just imagining somebody coming back from a Groundlings class show and teaching this with their kids. And honestly, it checks out.
Yeah, I think that's believable. So yeah, homeschooled, but Billie she was really into, this is something I learned when I was reading this because I have dabbled in Billie for a year-ish.
Yes.
she was super into contemporary dance.
Oh, okay.
Which I did not realize. And then I went back and I found there was like a dance video for Ocean Eyes. And this is like pre-Billy's creepy aesthetic.
Uh-huh.
She's wearing like, I don't know. I went to a college with a very strong dance program and went to so many fucking performances where everyone wears the same like sort of ethereal tops and like tight shorts, and everyone does the exact same sort of motions.
Yeah. A
And
lot
that's
of
what
like
this video
sweeping
is.
up arms.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I was I mean, but she's wonderful, but I was a roommate with one of the dancers, and the noises you have to make to teach choreography was always like ta 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 ta, and I would just hear that from my room. Anyway, so like that was like her pre-aesthetic was like contemporary, like so you think you can dance
Sure.
like motions. But then so her brother was musical as well. They both were writing songs their whole childhoods, and they were very much encouraged by their parents. He wrote the song Ocean Eyes for his band. It wasn't really working. She hopped in and like sang it. And they threw it on SoundCloud.
To hear because it doesn't sound like anything other than a song written around having a young, strong solo female singer.
He said that he did it for himself, for like it was about his feelings about someone with blue eyes.
Oh,
yeah. But they put it on SoundCloud. Originally, the entire point was like they were going to send it to Billy's dance teacher to choreograph something at 2, and it blew up. So she does have the like, on one hand, she lives in LA, her parents are entertainers, but she got a manager from someone her brother knew, like from shit that he had been doing. And then there was this sort of organic SoundCloud.
So you're saying
moment.
that like they put it on SoundCloud only as a means of hosting it to transfer it to somebody else?
I think that's not explicit in the story, but like it's
That's
very
how it's
possible.
implied?
I don't think that they were like, here, introducing Billie Eilish.
You don't find a song like that if you don't like tag the shit out of it and like try to send it around and stuff.
I don't know. I don't understand the actual dynamics
Yeah.
of SoundCloud virality. I don't.
We should try to dig into that because going viral is not actually super easy, especially on a very integrated platform like SoundCloud.
But maybe, yeah, I would be interested in figuring that out.
We should get David Turner back on to talk
We
about
should.
that. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, it's thunderstorming while we're it's spoopy over here while we're podcasting.
I mean, I'm not on SoundCloud trolling for like the newest, coolest thing, but like,
yeah, neither am I, which is
these
hilarious.
Things do happen.
Because I'm also on SoundCloud constantly posting pods.
Yes, podcast viral is different than the thing that you told me, someone told me. I was reading just like something about the nature of virality, as you do, and they said like videos aren't viral, people are viral, and networks are viral, and so like it's really not about the song or even the platform. It's about who is listening to it,
right?
And I feel like boy, oh boy, teens are viral.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting, and not to get too deep into this, but I feel like
this is the bread and butter of Billy.
because like. But like figuring out virality, you know, a few years ago, or like when the idea of a viral video was coined,
yes,
virality was like Facebook.
Yes,
you know, in like 2000,
maybe a little bit of YouTube.
Yeah, 2007, 2000. But there's no sharing mechanism of YouTube. The idea is you take the video and you take it someplace else.
Yeah.
And so like when there was a more monolithic version of Facebook, like in 2000, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, that really just meant that a lot of people were like posting something around on Facebook.
Yeah.
But now I feel like Facebook's algorithm is diminished in that way. Like Billie Eilish, the way that she went viral, I'm almost certain was not people posting her on Facebook, probably. No. So I don't know what mechanism is because you have to know.
I think a lot of this stuff is internal. I mean, when I think what I go back to is the opening of Justin Bieber's documentary Never Say Never, which basically shows like the genesis of his popularity on YouTube, which by the way came from his mom posting videos of him like performing at like Canadian Idol.
Yeah, but she was posting them
for family
on YouTube
as a platform, but then sending it to family members as a video hosting service.
So then presumably they were sending it to other people,
emailing.
So they used to call that dark viral.
Okay.
I remember this being a thing of like when you share stuff directly over email.
I know teens they can't be emailing, but I do think that things are being texted, they're being Instagrammed. I don't think it's like I think a lot of it isn't just like a viral post that has a lot of likes on it.
Yeah, but you get my general
I
thing
do.
of like a YouTube video itself doesn't go viral. It gets shared on other networks, and it depends what networks people are plugged into. And I'm just not sure what those things are. Maybe if you have like a huge Twitter account or something.
Yeah.
But even Twitter is still a fairly small.
YouTube as a platform in and of itself is starting to actually act more like a social network.
Yeah, but individual people don't have like feeds on. This is getting way too. We're doing like social network. But that's what review stuff here.
You can't talk about Billie Eilish without talking about like how she got popular because she's at this weird mix of like SoundCloud rap, like kind of came out of nowhere, and super, super deep, like super classic industry, big like major label strategy. Yeah.
You know, the one thing that I bet, but I've never actually heard of, is that there is allowed like a reposting function on SoundCloud. So I bet there are a few or many SoundCloud users who aren't as much creators as like big time curators.
Yeah.
And you just go, if you know who these people are, you go to their feeds and they're always like retweeting the stuff or reclouding the stuff that's very good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know the mechanism that something goes viral on SoundCloud.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's confusing.
Yes.
to me.
Which is why we just spent like 10 minutes being like, what is the... Because again, we get to these points often where it's like, yada, 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 and then it was hugely popular. Like, we posted it on SoundCloud, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
It got huge on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it keeps getting cut out of these articles, but I feel like if we ever interviewed, like, what is this guy's name? Phineas Eilish. I'd be like, all right, listen, bro. What was the share that broke you?
Yeah.
Who posted your SoundCloud to Twitter that got the first triple-digit retweets that really started the momentum? Because there must have been a moment or something of been like, oh, DJ Perp God retweeted Ocean Eyes. We're legit now.
Right.
Something like that.
Right. That's a great question. Her manager now claims that he had been sent the link when it only had a couple thousand listens. Whether that's true or not.
Well,
but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's funny that in the Billboard article that we're going to talk about in a second, Billie says it's weird 26 times during the interview, mostly talking about her fame, career, and how everything happened. It's
sure,
weird. It's weird, bro.